he had his large intestine removed in the offseason in December to make sure that he could play for Hugh Freeze and Auburn. This place is nuts right now. They have green smoke canvassing the building. And we have college football back in our lives, Robert.
Yes, we do. And you talk about McPherson. This is what it takes to be a football player. Sometimes you got to give even the inside guts to go out there and get the job done.
Truly remarkable. What a scene. Auburn and Baylor, two power schools hoping to be involved in their conference races. Towns Magoo will kick it off. The band is ready, and here we go. Hawkins for the first points this year for the Baylor Bears. They lost their center, who looked like he had been in a prize fight, and this may turn into one. Jackson Arnold is ready for it. The native of Texas leads Auburn next. Fox College Football is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Home and auto coverage you can count on. RG3, one thing you will learn about this crew is they will sit in the library and look at microfilm for hours and hours and hours to get footage like this, stop motion footage of Baylor Auburn from the 70s. The first meeting was the Gator Bowl in 1954. Wow. There are YouTube highlights if you'd care to watch that.
I don't think my parents were alive at that time.
This is just 70 years ago. First meeting between Baylor and Auburn. How about these two schools, though? Auburn, really proud organization, trying to get back on the winning track. Baylor, they had a quarterback in 2011 who won a Heisman. This goes through the end zone. And here comes the quarterback for the Auburn Tigers. Jackson Arnold, we mentioned. Denton Geyer, Wildcat. He took over as the starting quarterback there after winning the National Football Player of the Year. Eventually took over because of an injury, and the state title game was his first real experience. Highly thought of. He goes to Norman. He ends up the backup to Dylan Gabriel in 23. 5-4 as the starter last year. Kind of up and down, uneven. He ends up here at Auburn, and boy, this is an offense that's loaded with weapons on the outside for him.
Yeah, it's the best supporting cast he's ever had in his college career. He has all of the talent. They have to get him some easy completions early so his confidence stays high.
Oh, we got a big three coming in there. Time for Three's Keys.
Yes, Jason, Three's Keys. It's as easy as 1-4-8 for Auburn. They got to get Eric Singleton Jr., Malcolm Simmons, and Cam Coleman going early in this game. The ground control for Baylor. Bryson Washington and Caden Knighton have to get rolling, and then don't drop the mic, guys. It's the first game of the year. Don't do the stupid penalties. Make sure you're not hurting yourself and losing the game instead of going to win it.
Fox College Football is sponsored by GMC. We are professional grade. 3-0 Baylor with the lead here in Waco. This is the last play. The hit on Jackson Arnold from Keaton Thomas.
Coach, your young quarterback extending plays with his legs. How can you capitalize off of that last drive?
Well, hopefully settle him down a little bit. He's got a couple guys open. He did hit one good one there. We look a little sluggish, I don't know, defensively, and I think, we bowed our neck there and got to stop, but we've got a 3rd and 16 and first drive. Hopefully we can do better on those the rest of the game, but good to see Jackson moving the chains for sure.
Gaining some confidence from there. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
See where they mark it across the 25. Since the moment it was announced, everybody's had this matchup circled. The Arch Manning era dawns. It's a playoff rematch for the ages. Texas, Ohio State, two top 3 teams on Big Noon Saturday. Coverage begins with Big Noon kickoff live from Columbus, 9 a.m. Eastern, tomorrow on Fox. Your first thoughts on these two dynamite programs?
Just the Heisman. I know it seems shocking to you that I would bring up the Heisman Trophy.
Totally taken aback.
But having Arch Manning, who's the Heisman favorite, Jeremiah Smith, who's another one of the favorites, they're going to get to show who the better team is and who's ready to ball right now.
Contact. They're facing a huge test on those last couple drives.
Oh, yes, they are. And you see the face of Dave Aranda. He talked to us because they knew this receiving core for Auburn was so dynamic, so they knew they were going to have to keep coverage shells over the top, but it would hurt them in the running game. That's why Keaton Thomas had to be so aggressive on some of those runs. Now they're going to have to pull that extra defender, that safety, into the box to try to stop the run, and that's going to leave one-on-ones on the outside with some of the best receivers in the country.
Reincarnated, I was stargazing. Life goes on, I need her, my babies.
When was your first Heisman pose that year?
I don't remember, Jason. The lineman actually baited me into doing that Heisman pose right there.
Is that right?
They were extremely excited about how the year was going. And Cam Caulfield, shout out to my guy, he made me do that Heisman pose because I couldn't leave it.
What did he do to make you do it?
We just had talked about it all week. Hey, man, you going to do a pose? I was like, no, we're going to just focus on the game. He looked at me in the eyes after that score, and he hit the Heisman. I said, well, I got to hit it with you.
I love it. Cole Wilson will let it go into the end zone. Hey, it is so great to have you in this booth. Back in college football, back on television. Fox welcomes you. We welcome you. It is an absolute pleasure.
Jason, you've been phenomenal. You're hilarious. You're extremely intelligent. I think me and Alexa can both agree that this was a dream pairing for us to be working with you. And being back in college football, you just miss this. You miss the atmosphere. You miss the pageantry. So I hope people can hear it in my voice. I'm super excited to be back and call these games and tell these player stories.
It is so great to have you. Thank you for the encouragement. Now I actually have to be funny, which is a problem. He leaves Alabama. He's in our lap again. Come on now.
Like, we can't get away from this guy.
He got away from everybody in Auburn colors. Baylor within one score. Suddenly. Sawyer Robertson and the Baylor offense into the end zone on 4th down and 8. By the way, if you hear us saying his name and you're like, why are you stressing the zone? His parents love Sawyer, not Sawyer.
Yeah.
Sawyer.
Sawyer Robertson.
We say it right for his parents. He says, Mom can't watch the games. Dad sits at the very top of the stadium with AirPods in. So here we go.
His mama call him Sawyer, so I'm going to call him Sawyer.
That's exactly right. Jackson Arnold, the transfer from Auburn, has him into the end zone twice. Notable successful transfers, Bo Nix included. Auburn fans know, but Jaden Daniels, all these guys, a lot of them ended up in the league, RG3.
Yes, they did, and every single one of them is a starter except for Dylan Gabriel, and who knows when he might get his shot this season. But that new scenery, new coaching, finding the system that is best for them paid off, and that's exactly what it looks like it's doing for Jackson Arnold right now after having, this is his 4th offensive system in 3 years in college football. That's tough to develop, but right now he looks like he's playing with a lot of confidence.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Chewy. For life with pets, there's Chewy with everything. Cam Newton most recently, the 3 Heismans for Auburn. It was 15 years ago they won a national title. Hard to believe it's been that long. I know you watched him while you were playing.
Oh, yeah.
You talk about QB power.
Yes, one of the most dynamic players in college football history. Took Auburn to that national championship. When he ran those powers, I don't think anybody wanted to tackle him.
Timeout Baylor. The NFL regular season kicks off on Fox September 7th. The Giants take on reigning Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jaden Daniels in Washington. No quarterback for Washington having a good rookie year.
Well,
interesting. Niners take on the Seahawks as well, or other regional action. The NFL is back September 7th on Fox. Auburn and Baylor here. Alexa, would you call this the Jarrett Stidham Bowl?
That's what people are calling it. When you're prepping for this game, that was a name that kept popping up. I chatted with him earlier today. He told me it's really cool to have his 2 former schools playing each other. He's got great memories from both. He met his wife, he met his best friend at Baylor, but he's got his best football memories at Auburn. He said he's watching with fellow Broncos quarterback Bo Nix. They're cheering on the Tigers, if you're wondering who he's rooting for here tonight.
Oh, he's got Bo with him. The whole Bronco QB room is watching tonight. Second quarter. This is a great scene here in Waco, and this place has become famous for, for what? Flipping teams. Oh, it's a great. It's the fixer-upper here for Dave Aranda. Look at how happy he is. 12-2 after 2021. Got his tool belt. He's the Bob Vila of Waco, and then suddenly, storm clouds everywhere. Storm clouds everywhere, just hammering away. Look at that face. Yikes. And then 2024, they're 2-4. And then suddenly, the sun comes out. It's a rainbow. They finished the regular season 6-0. We don't know Dave Aranda to be like a carpenter. Right. He is a cerebral guy. He's a thoughtful guy, but he is a fixer-upper guy as well.
He is a fixer-upper guy, and he is the last of his kind. He told me in our meetings that the songs, what he listens to before the game is the movie soundtrack to the last of the Mohicans.
Amazing.
So I don't think I've ever seen him smile like that in real life.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
It takes evidently some work with your hands. The 30, and that's all. So Baylor does finish the half on a drive. They bog down, and we'll see if Baylor can flip this house in the final 30 minutes here in Waco. For now, after a grueling first half, we send you to the studio. Mike Hill, Chris Peterson, Bruce Feldman, Liberty Mutual Insurance Friday halftime show.
Indeed, Jason, we are here. Auburn trying to end a streak of 4 straight losing seasons, on top by 17-10 at the break. Welcome to the Fox College Football Friday halftime show, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. It is Mike. It is Coach Chris Peterson. It is Bruce Feldman. Jackson Arnold was at Oklahoma. Expected a lot out of him. Didn't happen. Goes to Auburn. And let's just say his Auburn career is off to a running start as we take a look at the halftime highlights, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need.
Yeah, I think this first half, is all about getting his confidence back. And the way to do that is to play to your strengths. And one of the things he can really do is use his legs, like you were saying, Mike. He got 9 rushes for 64 yards and a touchdown. But he was effective and efficient in the pass game. 6 for 10 for 79 yards. Let's not forget this. When he was at Oklahoma and they beat Alabama last year, he ran for 131 yards. So that's a big part of his game. That's going to give him confidence. I think we've got a heck of a game on our hands here, and I can't wait to see what happens, especially in the first 4 minutes. Coaches always talk about the middle 8, which is the last 4 minutes of the half. You saw a lot of action going on there. And the first 4 minutes of the second half, that really kind of establishes momentum. And so it'll be interesting to see who comes out swinging, so to speak.
Yeah. Speaking of swinging, we've had a huge momentum swing throughout this game. We had it early where it felt like Baylor was about to jump.
Auburn will get the first crack at the offense here in the second half as we go downstairs to Alexa.
Yeah, hey, I got to catch up with both coaches heading into the half. Typical Coach Street. Q Freeze told me those penalties at the first half absolutely killed us. We cannot keep giving those up. We got to stay disciplined. We're a tough group. And for Dave Aranda, he gave us the quote he told us all week long. It takes one. That was his message to his guys in the locker room. We got to gain some momentum. He also mentioned we got to get a takeaway. That's going to be a little bit tougher, though, right now. Jackie Marshall is out. He returned this second half, but in a boot, he will be on the sideline, guys.
The It Takes One in our meeting was followed by a discussion of penguins jumping off of an ice cliff into some water, because it just takes one person to decide to take the plunge. Friday night football in the state of Texas. Baylor and Auburn, 2 quarterbacks who know a lot about playing football in Texas and have great pride about it. Sawyer Robertson from Lubbock, Coronado, Denton Geyer for Jackson Arnold. Reading is difficult for me. Make sure you take a listen to Robert Griffin III's podcast, Out of Pocket with RG3, available on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Jason.
I'm here for you.
We have a lot of fun on the podcast, bringing on different guests, talking about the topics that you want us to talk about, and really just having fun. That's what it's all about.
Hey, fun is good. Fox College Football is sponsored by Discover. It pays to discover. Triple toe loop for Caden Knighton on the touchdown. Alexa got a very close look at it.
Yeah, you thought that celebration was good. Over here on the sideline, he carried it over, almost ran me over. I got to keep my head on a swivel here down on the sidelines, but he dapped up his dad, who was in the crowd. Safe to say, Knighton is fired up after that TD.
I love that celebration. If we could get it again, I know it's Ronaldo Sui. So apparently Caden Knighton is a soccer fan.
Big football guy.
Big.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. Baylor got the 51-yard run from Washington. It was called back. 6 plays later, Trigg finds his way into the end zone, and they love it on that sideline.
It's really a testament when we have these meetings and they come back and tell us exactly what is going to happen. Sawyer Robinson said, "I'm going to feed the hot hand." Cole Wilson and Michael Trigg are the hot hands you see there, having more receiving yards than the rest of the team combined.
He said it's based on feel, Sawyer Robertson. And he's got that with Trigg. Our Good Hands moment sponsored by Allstate, celebrating 20 years of the Allstate Good Hands Nets program. Rayshawn Pleasant flipped this game in a heartbeat.
Yes, he did. A pleasant surprise on that kickoff return for a touchdown. Really swung the momentum back in Auburn's favor. Let's see if Auburn can put together a drive here. Their last couple touchdown drives have been really long, drawn-out ones that eat up a lot of clock. It would be paramount for them to do that right here with Baylor now having the momentum.
Typically stoic Dave Aranda, Robert, during the break.
Yeah, Jason, he understands this moment. It's not that it's the game, but by their team motto of it only takes one. It only takes one stop right here to shift the momentum back to the Baylor Bears. It only takes one guy to make a play to stop this conversion, and he understands the gravity of this moment.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Kit Kat. Have a break. Have a Kit Kat. Have a breakaway. Jackson Arnold. Auburn is thrilled. The Tigers with a lead of 14, and that young man has reason to celebrate. That was a 7-minute, 16-second drive, sapping the energy of Baylor and time off the clock.
Yeah.
38-24 your score. Auburn with the lead over Baylor. The Bears are driving, and Sawyer Robertson looking to have a big moment in Baylor green. And while we have a moment, let's go back to November of 2011. Take us through this against Oklahoma, Robert. We just happen to have the footage.
Yeah, you just happen to have the footage. This is a great touchdown. Terrence Williams making a special play in a special moment. And what a lot of people don't know is that wasn't even the play.
It wasn't the play call?
It wasn't the play call, Jason. I was supposed to throw that ball away. Coach told me on the sideline, hey, if nothing's there, throw it away. Don't force the ball anywhere. But as a quarterback, sometimes you have to make the special play. And Terrence Williams was a guy that I knew was always going to be where I knew he needed to be. So he was running a seam, and he wasn't even expected to run back to the back corner of the end zone. But I trusted him in that moment to make that throw, and it paid off. So
what were your coaches saying?
Well, when I threw the ball, I could hear all the coaches on the sideline saying, "No!" And then as the ball was caught, you could hear the eruption of the crowd, and my offensive lineman, Cam Caulfield, came and picked me up and said, "We did it!" So that Heisman moment is something that's ingrained into my memory, and it could be something that a guy like Sawyer Robinson could potentially have here if he can get his team back in this game.
Yeah, under 2 minutes to go. What has to be in your mind? What freedom do you have to make a play like that if you're this young man?
Yeah, if you're this young man, look at the two guys that you've been targeting for the majority of this game. Cole Wilson has been making a ton of plays on deep shots and also on catch and runs. It's 3rd and 13. The matchup that you have exploited this whole game has also been Michael Trigg on the linebackers and safeties of Auburn. If they come out in a 2-shell, Trigg has to be the answer.
Our Above and Beyond, sponsored by Jersey Mike's. Before 3rd down, be a sub above. Jackson Arnold, 134. You said it, and Matt Powledge, the defensive coordinator for Baylor, said, look, to you, he's like, People aren't talking about Jackson Arnold and his legs, but what he can do is huge in this game, and it was.
And the best thing he did was he protected the football. Hey, they're giving me reads. It's either a run, a handoff. I got one read to go. I'm going to make it happen. I'm not going to complain and say, no, I want to go through 4 or 5 progressions. I'm going to make plays and make the right play for my offense when the coach calls the play. Everybody over pursues. I'm going to go hit that gap and score a touchdown. To their next games throughout the next couple of weeks, and maybe they'll get that passing game going.
Denton Geyer's finest gets Auburn to the finish line tonight. They've got big games coming up. He'll very much care about that Oklahoma game, but how about this for Auburn tonight, RG3, as Jackson Arnold's going to enjoy this thing for a while. No turnovers, 2 for 3 in the red zone with touchdowns.
Yes.
A total 180 from last year, and what ailed Auburn? The Tigers have some fixes. They win 38-24 over Baylor on the road in the opener.
Just an amazing performance. And what about this night game, Friday night? You know why I like the night, Jason?
Why is that?
Because without the darkness, we'd never see the stars. Jackson Arnold looked like a star tonight. And the Auburn fan base is definitely going to be rolling Toomer's corner.
Oh, yeah. They've been waiting for this game for months and months. 4 years without a winning record for Auburn, and then a full year, 2019, their last winning record in a full season before COVID. 38-24, the Tigers get the victory, and Alexa is downstairs with Jackson Arnold.
Well, Jackson, over 300 rushing yards for the team tonight. You were a big part of it. Take me back to that key play, 4th down, under 5 to go in this game. What were you saying in the huddle before you took it to the house?
Yeah, Coach Freeze, he was asking what plays we wanted. I told him, I said, just give me the ball, let's run it. And we did. We didn't score.
Well, there's always a lot of question marks coming into week 1. What will this team look like? A lot of talk this offseason. What do you hope you show that this team is capable of after game 1?
Yeah, I just want to show how much of a fight this team has. And we've been working our butts off all offseason, all spring, summer, fall camp. And we're a gritty team, tough team. We went out and proved that today.
We have a tough schedule ahead. Can you continue to build off this momentum with a big road win here to start?
Yeah, I mean, just keep going day by day, man. Trust the process, enjoy the process, enjoy the little wins you get, man. Just keep on moving on.
How did it feel being back under the Friday night lights in Texas?
Yeah, it felt great. Yeah, it was awesome in high school. It's even better now.
Enjoy the moment. Thanks so much, Jackson.
Jackson Arnold said, I want the ball. Let's run it. I got this. He said during the week, I like quarterback. I was a running back for a couple years back in the day, like before he was a teenager.